There's across the country a growing climate of hate and fear among minorities and Dalits, caused by this outbreak of lynching and mob violence, which makes everyone within the targeted communities feel insecure and in fear. And even the Vice President expressed his anxiety. My Muslim friends, every corner of the country are expressing exactly the same sense of fear, that everybody feels vulnerable everywhere. That is what lynching does. So on the one hand, a voice of solidarity and assurance to the minority and Dalit communities, and on the other hand, a call of conscience to the rest of us. That was really what motivated the idea of the Caravan. So what we'll be doing is starting in Assam and proceeding through Jharkhand. We'll also go to Karnataka, and then from Delhi we'll go to Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and we'll conclude on 2nd October at Porbandar, at Gandhiji's birthplace in Gujarat. In each of these states, we will be visiting families which have been targeted by lynch attacks, and seek in a sense forgiveness and atonement from part of the larger society. We will also try to see what the needs of the family are. We'll also try to build a peace committee or a peace group of young people from all communities and castes who want to stand for justice, who will support the family and try to prevent the further spread of hate. See, Nellie, to my mind, Nellie, and then we'll be visiting 1984 Tilak Vihar in Delhi. These are the two largest massacres post-independence, post-partition riots. But Nellie in particular is unique, even among all the massacres that we've had, in the sense that this is the one communal massacre where to date not a single person has even been charge sheeted, let alone punished. In places like Gujarat, or even in the 1984, in the other sites, large sites of massacre that we have had, there have been struggles for justice, there have been many failures, but some people along the way have been punished, or at least they've been charge sheeted. Here, Nellie is an extreme case where not even a single person has been charge sheeted, and it is important for us to remember. I think that as a society, the fact that we don't remember means that there is a danger of this being repeated. That in a case like Rohith Vemula's suicide, which or what people call his institutional murder, it has a very large emotional meaning to literally millions of Dalit people who similarly feel a sense of discrimination in the larger society. And Rohith Vemula, in his first and last letter to the world, when he said, "I could not escape the fatal accident of my birth," he reminded all of us, it was again a call of conscience, and it touched millions of people. So this was really an opportunity where the government should have been conciliatory, should have shown a compassionate face. Instead, it is trying to discredit Rohith, make it into an ordinary suicide because of depression, and there is no doubt that Rohith's father was not a Dalit and Rohith's mother was a Dalit. So there are bigger questions. He was raised entirely by his mother, and why can you not? And why should the caste of your father apply, even if he is not raised you and taken care of you? Why should you not? Why should the caste of your mother not apply? So I think that by saying he's not a Dalit, and then by saying that he died because of depression and it had nothing to do with all that had happened in the university, is trying to whitewash a very sad reality of injustice that happened to him. For me, the promise of the Constitution, which we the people gave to ourselves, was very clear. The promise was that there would be no conditionality. You could, whatever God you worship, or you don't worship any God, whatever language, whatever caste, whatever gender, whatever tribe, whatever the color of your skin, you would be a fully equal citizen and would have equal protection by the law of the land, and that the Constitution guarantees your right to practice your beliefs and to practice your culture in the way that you choose, not only to practice, to also propagate it. But this whole enterprise that we're seeing over the last, it's not just the 3 years, it's been building up for the last 20 years, the Babi Masjid demolition movement and its aftermath, is really reviving a debate, a national debate, which occurred right from the time of the freedom struggle. And it is important to recall that Mahatma Gandhi lived for many things, but he died for this idea that India will belong equally to all. His last battle was for the rights of the Muslims, not only those who are in India, but those who even have gone to Pakistan, that they should get a fair deal. So we want an India. The idea of India is one that minorities are in every way fully equal, and there is no conditionality to somebody who chooses to be Indian and respect the Constitution of India. Whereas we are having a large influential group of people who say we don't accept the Constitution of India, and that we demand that you subordinate yourself to what we say are Hindu beliefs, which in itself is even more complicated, because what is Hindu is difficult to say, because Dalits are also, or you say Dalits are not Hindus. So say if Dalits eat beef, then how do you say Hindus don't eat beef, for instance? And so you have a set of people who will decide what is Hindu, and then say that everybody has to comply with that as a condition of being in India. It is turning completely on its head the entire idea of India as enshrined in the Constitution, as envisaged in the freedom struggle. So I think that we are seeing a battle which is like a freedom struggle that is being played out, and it is not minorities alone who must fight for these rights. It has to be the majority community and the minority community for what kind of world or country we want to see, what kind of country would we like to give our to our children.